Arlyn Johnson is my name. I'm the Assistant Manager, Director of Public Works and Utilities for the Village of Menomonee Falls. And today we're going to take you on a tour of our new Public Works facility. Right this way. First stop is our service bays. We have 5 service bays in the new facility. This is where we work on all of the vehicles and equipment for the fleet of Village of Menomonee Falls, including the police department, fire department, Public Works, utilities, and administration. So a couple other things to point out here are the ventilation system that we have for taking care of the exhaust fumes from the vehicles and equipment as they're running inside. We also have a 10-ton overhead crane that services these 2 bays, as well as a storage area above the office space over here to the right. And just below that, we have our bulk fluids and air supply for maintaining our vehicles and equipment. We can just use those bulk storage wands to punch in the amount of fluids that we need to use. We have 250-gallon tanks for storage of all our fluids that are pumped to each individual maintenance bay on an as-needed basis to maintain our equipment. This is our service bay where we do most of our repairs and maintenance on the police department fleet. We've got a police department squad on the lift right now for maintenance. Another benefit of the facility is that we have in-floor heating system. Hot water is pumped through the floor in the wintertime to heat the floor, and that's really what provides the heat for this space during the wintertime. In these 2 bays, we service our larger equipment and vehicles. As you can see, we've got a plow truck, dump truck in here for service. We also service the fire department vehicles in this space as well. An 80-ton platform lift over here is where we do most of our oil changes. For our oil change operation, we drain the oil into a tank, and then the tank is connected to pumps, and the pumps pump the oil, the used waste oil, out to bulk tanks outside that get serviced and removed by our contractor on a regular basis. So it works out really well for us. It's something we did not have at our previous facility. We do have a very well-equipped weld bay here with a 5-ton overhead crane that we use to move around the heavy pieces of steel that are used in this facility. We do mostly maintenance here and repairs. When you're out working in the field, things can get broken, damaged, and they come back here for repairs and refurbishment. So that's what we do in our weld shop. Here we're looking at our fuel island. We have pumps for unleaded fuel, diesel fuel, and the 2 tanks you see in the foreground are actually chloride tanks that we use for liquid application for de-icing in the wintertime. Those tanks are 10,000-gallon tanks. We can store enough for a full season of winter operations. With maintaining about 215 miles of public streets, it's important to have a well-stocked parts room. And it's difficult to go to the auto parts place at 3 in the morning when you're out on a plowing operation and you need the replacement parts. So we stock a good line of replacement parts that we can pull from to keep our trucks on the road during the winter season. Here we are in our sign shop. This is where we make signs, where we store signs, and where we modify signs as needed for street signs, traffic signs, directional signs, you name it, we've got signs. Here we have the posts that we use for the signs. They are driven into the ground by a hydraulic hammer on our sign truck. The sign truck also has a crane on it to be able to lift these heavy pieces of signs and posts. This is the truck we use to install, remove, and maintain our signs in the village. We've moved into our wood shop now. This is where we maintain our wood signs, our wood picnic tables. Anything basically made out of wood gets processed here. This is also where we sharpen chainsaw chains and store and maintain our chainsaws for removal of trees and limbs and branches on public trees within the village. This is our electrical bay. Here we maintain all of our traffic signals, street lights, anything electric would get maintained in this facility. The comment I hear from most people is that the signals and the traffic signals look a lot larger when they're down by the ground and rather than when you're driving down the road and seeing them up in the air. But they are much larger when you get next to them. We are inside of our salt storage facility. What you're seeing behind me is the salt that was left over from last year, what we didn't use. The building is about 16,000 square feet and holds approximately 12,000 tons of salt, which is more than enough for us to keep our streets free of snow and ice for an entire winter season. Now we've moved to our vehicle storage garage. This is where we store all of our equipment. Inside, at our previous facilities, we were not able to do so. We had a lot of equipment parked outside, which was a problem for us. In fact, we were able to get all of our plow trucks parked inside, but without the plows on. So in order to invoke a plowing operation, the driver would have to come in, take his truck, drive out to the lot, install his plow before he could hit the road. So in our new facility here, we're able to have the drivers punch in, go right to their trucks and hit the road. Much more efficient operation for us here, and we're very pleased with the space. Prior to moving into this facility in 2018, the Public Works Department operated out of two separate facilities, one at Water Street, roughly across from Costco, and one here on this site along Good Hope Road. This facility, once constructed, we were able to combine into a single facility. So all of our vehicles and equipment are stored in one location. All of our personnel operate out of one location. We know where our equipment is parked, and we don't have to try to determine whether it's parked at one location or the other. The Public Works Department has 17 Public Works operators. We have 4 mechanics and 3 administrative staff. And that is the staff that we rely on to complete these improvements and these repairs and to keep the village property maintained. It's demanding work, but we're very proud of our employees and very happy that we're able to provide these services for the citizens of Menominee Falls.